What's up, guys? It's Tony Snaps, and today is a very special day because we're going to be doing my experience with Milo Stewart. Milo Stewart actually went to my high school, and as a preface, me and Milo weren't really friends. I never really talked to her. I'm pretty sure she's like gender fluid, and that basically means, okay, I'm not 100% sure on this, but it's like, don't quote me, but I think I saw one of her videos, and gender fluid basically means that one day you could be a boy and the other day you could be a girl, you could be neither, or however it works. And she made a video on that, and that video actually circled through my school junior year-ish, I believe. And so that's when I found out who she was. So I know she at least went to my school from like junior to senior year. I don't know if she went to my school freshman and sophomore year. And so that video started circling around, and I realized that I actually sat next to her at lunch. Yeah, so like in our school cafeteria, junior year I think I had B lunch, there's like really long tables that like, they're just like really long, and there's like 5 or 6 sections of like 8 chairs. And so me and my friends sat in like one group, like the second or third section of this big huge table, and theirs sat on like the second or first. I don't really remember how close it was, but I do remember like I would always be the first one to get to like my lunch table, so I would like take off my backpack, put it down, and be the person who like cleans the table or whatever. And Milo was also that person for like her table. So like every day, it would be like after 4th period or something, and I'd walk to class, I'd get to the lunch table, take off my backpack, and see Milo, or pull out my lunch, and see Milo also doing the same, like doing the same. And I would always smile at her because it'd be kind of awkward, because like there'd probably be like 30 kids in the whole cafeteria at this time, because I got there super fast and so did she. And so I would always smile. I didn't know who she was really. I only knew what I saw from the videos. I had never talked to her before. And this was probably like the middle of the school year when I realized Milo was like sitting really close to me. And so I would always smile at her eventually, and I just feel like, and she would always be, like, without a doubt, just look at me and look down, because she had these glasses, and she would always just like look at me, look down, and I was like, okay, whatever, not a big deal. So that happened like daily. And then I remember one time she had like 4 people that she sat with, so like one time 2 of them weren't there, so it was just them 2, and I was like, hey Milo, do you want to come sit with us, like just really quick? And this was after my friends had already gone to lunch table, so it was like 6 or 7 of us. And Milo just looked at me and then pretended like she didn't hear me, and then just looked back at her food, and she didn't really talk to her friends either, which is kind of weird. But that was like the one and only time I tried to like talk to her. So anyways, yeah, that was like the only time I was like, hey, come sit with us, like whatever, which I probably should have kept trying, but I knew she probably didn't want to be friends with me, and I probably didn't want to be friends with her because we had like different groups. I was like, I don't know if she was really involved. I don't think she was. I know she was in like the LGBTQ club that like started at our school, and I think she was like had a leadership position in that. And I was in like random things that would like boost my college apps. So I was in like NHS, Spanish club, Spanish Honor Society, like random things like that, Senate. So I could like boost my college resume up, and with that I basically made friends in those organizations and those types of things. So we never really crossed paths. That's why I don't know if she went to my school freshman or sophomore year, or senior and junior year. So yeah, that was junior year. And then moving on to senior year. Senior year, I had A lunch, which was like the freshman sophomore lunch, because I don't know why, that's just how it was at my school. And I had A lunch, so I had freshman and sophomore lunch, and that kind of sucked because there was only like 6 other seniors, because all the other seniors were in like B and C lunch, or mostly C lunch. I don't know. I know all my friends were in C lunch, and so I literally didn't have any friends in A lunch. And so there was like 6 other seniors, and we all kind of knew of each other, but we weren't really friends, so we ended up sitting together, and like the whole year, and it actually ended up being super fun. Like I'm really good friends with them right now, like to this day. So I had A lunch. And senior year, I really did not try at all. Like, senior year is the year when nothing matters, because you've already applied to colleges. After junior year, you're done pretty much. So senior year, your GPA doesn't matter, classes you take really don't matter unless you want to take AP tests. It should be a fun year. So if you're a senior right now, just live it up. So I would basically not do my work. So in an effort to try to turn something in, I would go to the library a lot for my classes that I had after A-lunch, because A-lunch was super early. It was like after third period, and so I still had like more classes after. And so I would try to finish homework for those classes in like the 30 minutes I had for lunch. And so I'd go to the cafeteria every now and then, probably like once a week, but I would still go try to do something in my homework and then come back to lunch if I had time, or just go straight to class after the lunch bell rings. And I realized that Milo was actually the librarian assistant, so I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, I never really used the library to like check out a book, but I've used it to like sit on the couches and like do my work, do my whatever, blah blah blah, in my spiral. And yeah, so that's basically how it went. And then eventually my Spanish teacher assigned me, like, we had to write a paper with like sources, and I wasn't doing too hot in the class. I probably had like a B or like a high C or something. And so I was like, my parents are gonna be pissed. I'm gonna ask if I could do extra credit. So I went up to her and I was like, hey, is there any way I could get any extra credit on this paper so I could improve my grade by the end of the 6 weeks? And she was like, yeah, of course. Instead of using the same online sources that like everybody else is gonna use, go to the library and check out a book, because it was Spanish literature. Check out a book and write out and use that as your source, like have a tangible source that you could hold. And like, I don't know, she was really into like tangible things, like try to stray away from the internet. So she was like, if you want to do that, I'll definitely make sure you get a good grade on this paper. So I was like, cool, that's like really easy, just gotta check out a book, like, and flip to a random page and just cite that pretty much. And so I was like, okay. Next day, A-lunch rolls around and I decided to go to the library to check out my book for the first time literally in my entire high school career. I walk into the library and like log in my account so I'm allowed to be in there or whatever. And then I walk up to the librarian and I'm like, hey, I don't know how the library works. Is there any way you could help me find like the Spanish literature books? And she was like, I'm kind of busy right now. Could you talk to the librarian assistant? And I was like, sure. And so, because she was like shuffling, I don't even know if she was really busy. The librarian was terrible at my school, but I was like, sure. And I looked to the librarian's assistant and I was like, oh, it's Milo. So I called her by her name because I knew she had seen me before. And so Milo like whips her head around and is like, and gives me like a soft smile, like a head nod. And I was like, is there any way you could help me check out a book? I don't know how to like search up the books on the computer. I just knew it would have been easier for someone to help me really quick because they know all the library stuff. She looks at me and then looks back at her stack of books that she was like checking in, which literally takes 2 seconds. You just have to like click them or like scan them with the little thing. So I realized she kind of didn't want to help me, but I was like, I'm gonna talk to her anyways. So I went up to her like across the desk, because she sits on a stool here, like right here, and then the desk is here, and then I was over here because like I'm on the other side of the desk. I was like, hey, the librarian said that she can't help me right now. Is there any way you could help me? And then she was like, yeah, what do you need? Like with kind of like a negative attitude, but everyone has bad days, like whatever. This was just my experience with her. And I was like, yeah, I need a source for Spanish literature in my paper. Is there any way you could help me? And she just goes, this is exactly what she does. She was like, and like she has this stack of books right here, and she picks up one that was like right here, and then she's like, sure. And I was like, great. So she takes me back to in our library, the bookshelves were in the very back, and she takes me back there, and she found the Spanish books really quickly. She like walked right to them, took like 10 seconds to get there, and she was like, hey, here are all the books written by Spanish authors, and the ones on the top are like fiction, and the ones on the bottom are non-fiction or something like that. And so I ended up getting one about like Pancho Villa or something, which is like the most classic story of all time, like the easiest thing I could find spark notes on and whatnot. And so I was like, thanks, see you around. And I think I said something along the lines of like, that's on your YouTube stuff, by the way, it's really cool. And she just turns around and like gives me a, like just curls her eyebrows and like that. And kept walking back, and I was like, wow, she is a cold person. But like, not actually, I don't have anything against her. I think she was mad because this is about the same time that Leafy is here made that like crazy feminist video over her, and it got like 5 million views, and it's how she kind of blew up on YouTube. Even if it was like all negative attention, she has so many dislikes on her videos. It's kind of tragic, to be honest. And so Leafy is here, made that video, and it blew up. He made another video, it blew up, and he just made another one that didn't blow up as much because Leafy's kind of dying. So yeah, I think she thought I was making fun of her because everyone in my school had seen the video where Leafy just absolutely destroyed her, and it went viral, and it got so much positive feedback. I honestly felt bad, but I was like, any attention's good attention, right? Like, it started her channel. She still makes videos, so she should be fine. And so yeah, I went to high school with Milo Stewart, and those are my experiences with her. Also, since this is my first like real video with like a camera and whatnot, and a tripod, I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Tony Snaps. That's an alias. That's not my real name. Check the description. Follow my social medias if you want to find out my real name. Subscribe to my channel, please, because I'm gonna start being super consistent, and you can say you were here before 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, blah 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 blah, and that'd be super cool. And if you leave a comment, I will 100% reply, and I'll know that it's you, and I'll remember your username forever and ever because you were literally the OG. Anyways, back to introducing myself. My name is Tony. I go to UT Austin. Woo! I'm a freshman in college. So, if you want to learn more about me, comment below, and I'll answer your questions there, or like Snapchat me, and I'll reply 100%. And thanks for watching, and bye-bye, guys.